What's up? So today's video is all about how to edit GoPro videos on your iPhone. I have the iPhone XS, rose gold, that's all I had left. But you know, it doesn't bother me. So today I'm gonna teach you how to go about editing your GoPro content on iPhone. So there's a number of different apps that you can use to edit videos on your phone. I think Apple, if you have an Apple device, you will, because it's listed in the title. You will be able to use like something like iMovie. I, however, prefer to use the application called Splice. I have done another video on this ages ago, but since that video, they've updated the app. They have made some really fantastic changes. There's 5 ultimate reasons that I have as to why I would use something like Splice over other applications. And they are because, 1, you can export in 4K out of your phone in 24, 25, 30, 50, 60 frames a second. You can reverse clips, which some other applications don't do, such as Adobe Rush. You can't reverse a clip, and that's frustrating, especially if you're a TikTok creator and you're wanting to do one of those videos like this. It's just that TikTok thing, you know, you're just walking backwards and you want to reverse it. It's a very simple thing. Well, you can do that in Splice. You can slow down clips. A lot of these mobile editors, you can't slow down clips. I think as a GoPro creator, if you're shooting in higher frame rates, you're gonna want to do. And the last 2 reasons are because 1, it's free, technically, we'll get into that. But 2, the user experience design, I think, is one of the best apps on the market. So let's get stuck into it. So before we get into the edit and all these editing tips, when I say that this application is free, it's free to download. However, I don't know how many exports you get. Much like Rush, you'll get 3 exports. I don't know how many times they'll allow you to export your content before they prompt you to sign up for a trial or to sign up for a subscription. And the subscriptions range, I couldn't quite find enough information on this. It just lists on the App Store that it sort of ranges from like $16 or $15.99 a month all the way up to $48 annually. Like every good service these days, there's obviously some kind of subscription model attached to it. So something to take into consideration if you're tossing up between using this or another potential subscription service, which one is more beneficial for you. Some of these apps are one-off fees, some of them aren't. And I'm finding with the better ones, they're not. The other thing that I really want to stress before we get stuck into this is just a really frank question about why I would use something like this. Now, I straight up don't edit much content on my mobile. I edit everything on my desktop, and that's because, well, there's a number of reasons, but the first reason is because I like to sit down and I like to use the dexterity of my hand to open folders. But the other main reasons which differentiate this process are the fact that a computer hard drive or solid state drive is able to store more of your GoPro content. And so when I do something like mobile editing, it's always a very crucial and critical selection process as to what clips I choose to edit. Now, I'm not gonna go out and shoot for a week or go on a holiday and then attempt to transfer 100 GoPro clips onto my mobile and then edit them into a video. That just, to me, doesn't work for a number of reasons. 1, I don't have a big enough or a fast enough processor on my mobile to do something like that. And I don't think these apps are really designed to handle more than a couple of clips. Like you might notice, you do all this work, you put all these clips in there, and then the app crashes. Yes, technology is getting better. Yes, iPad Pro, I think, is starting to change some of these, you know, but look, I'm just saying, if you do, and when I do choose to edit on mobile, I am very critical with the clips that I choose to edit. I don't edit long format content. It's all snackable. I'm either editing just a single clip for a story, a couple of clips to make a TikTok. Nothing really goes past 15 or 30 seconds. So think about that. You know, I know not everyone has a computer, so it's, you know, mobile editing is becoming more and more a question. How can we edit better content on our mobile? So that's why I'm addressing this topic. So if you watch this video up here, I did express that to get the best quality GoPro videos, you need to be uploading those videos onto YouTube in 4K for a number of different reasons. I definitely reckon you watch that. But also, you're probably wanting an editing suite like Splice, which is able to export mobile content in 4K. So that is a big plus for me as to why I will use this. This is a new addition to the app, so yeah. first thing that I do before I jump into any kind of visual video editing is I download a track. I need some kind of music to make sure that I can, one, cut to a beat, two, make sure I'm like stoked on, pumped just to edit. And so I will go to Artlist, Epidemic Sound, or Music Bed, all the links are in the description, and find a song. Now, once I've found a song, like I have, you can quite simply transfer that song to your phone and save it in your Splice library. For this particular edit, I just saved it across by sending myself a text message from my computer. I think you can airdrop, it wasn't working for me in this particular instance, and then I just save it to the Splice library. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up Splice and start editing. So once you've got a clip and you'll title the project, I'm gonna go backflip, cool. We can choose our aspect ratio. Now, I like to start my edits in a 16:9 aspect, then change them to portrait. If for something like this, if I wanted to post it on Facebook or YouTube, I think it's better to have the wide perspective and then cut for. But if you know you're specifically cutting for your mobile, like your story or something, just jump straight into portrait. So I'm happy with the aspect ratio. I'm gonna go create. This is then gonna create, it's gonna show me my clip. And if I just press play, I've got the audio. Ooh. Okay. So you'll notice with this clip that it already slows down. As I press play, this bit is already much slower than it would be in real time. Now the reason why it's doing that is because I've imported the clip with these time tweaks that I've already done, which is saved just in my camera roll. This is an HEVC clip, and I think it's a 2.7K clip shot at 120 frames a second, which is what I wanted to get this really nice slow motion backflip. That's why it's already slowed, because the clip already has these properties. But to slow it down further, all I have to do is, what I like to do is I tap the clip, I go and I create a split. So I'll split the clip here and all the way for the backflip until we land in the water. So let's just say there. I'll then tap it, split. So I've got this highlighted section, which is what I'm gonna slow down. Then I just have to scroll across. I've got a speed icon and I'll take my speed to 50%. So now you'll see these two little dots pop up. It's important not to double tap those dots, because what that is asking, if I go to double tap, it says apply to all. I don't want to apply this 50% speed to all. I just want to apply it to the section, which it already is. Now I can play through. And that's slow. Let's say you don't like the audio or you want to change the audio. The next thing I'll do is I'll tap the clip, I'll go to volume, and I'll just bring the volume down to 50%. What I also might like to do if this is an introductory clip is to tap on these fades, like fade in or fade out with the audio. However, I'm cool with it just sitting lower than what my audio bed will sit. So now I'm gonna import my track. I'll go to music, which is that bottom one in the top right. You can see import music. I click on that and I have one track which I have imported, which is from Music Bed. It's called Back to You by Utah. Tap on that. It's cool. It's just kind of spatial. I like it. So yep, cool. Add that. It's gonna import into Splice. Now I'm gonna scrub through my track and just look for, there's the beat. See the beat drops right there? That's the only section that I want of this track. So, I might just cut it here. Again, tap on split. So you see as you hit split, you've got two notes, like two musical notes. Let's say I only want this, from where I've hit the split. So I'm gonna tap on the one on the left and I'm gonna delete that one out. So let's just delete that one out. Then I'll just tap on that. So that's all the bit that I want. Click and hold to drag it back to the start, so that, essentially my music can be the start of my timeline. And what I'm going through now, this process, is sort of why I don't like mobile editing, is because, if I was to generate a whole heap of clips and a whole heap of content, then look at what I'm doing. I'm tapping and I'm clicking and I'm holding. This for me isn't my favorite workflow. For short single clips, it's cool, but not for 10-minute YouTube videos or long format projects. All right, so the next feature of this app that I really like is the reverse feature, and that's very simple again. So we're gonna tap on the clip, and all we have to do at the bottom is scroll across and you'll see that little icon, reverse. So this just starts to reverse the asset. With these two skills, you can make so much cool content. Let's say, all I've done with that is chuck it in Splice. I have cut where I wanted, made the incisions, sped it up and reversed it and sped it up. That's how you would do something like that. Super simple. And that's why I would use something like Splice. It's just addressing one clip. So, oh. That's weird. It's like, oh, you're landing in the water. Next tip for using something like Splice to create GoPro edits is to color grade. I talk about color grading in these kind of videos up here, but you can do this and address this really easily. All I have to do is click on the filters icon at the bottom, and I mean, it's supposed to be showing me these filters. It's not showing me the, I mean, it's showing me when I click on them, but it's not showing me when I like, anyway. So let's just say I click A6, and then I might want to adjust this even further. I don't know why it wasn't showing me the little like preview of them, you know, and then I might increase the contrast a little bit. See how that's taking out all the blacks, kind of crushing the dynamic range. I'm not so down with that. I might just, let's see what the sharpness is like. It's a bit too sharp. I'll take the sharpness down a bit. Let's just see how that looks. It's a little softer. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The last thing you might want to do is to actually add some transitions. This, I think, is really handy for a very basic app like this. If I tap on the transition little window, which is that little kind of icon split between the two clips, you'll see that it brings up all of these transitions. I've got whips, I've got blurs, I've got rotation spins. Like, look at the rotation spins, for example. That's pretty cool. We'll do that again. And you have, you know, you have the ability also to speed or, you know, to change the parameters of that transition. So top right is I just click to export, and here you can choose the resolution. I'm gonna export it in 4K. I'm gonna export it 24 frames a second, which is just a preset for cinema. And let's share that. And all I have to do is click share, exporting the video. There we go. That's what I would then take to Instagram and upload it, either in my, you know, as a story, or either just in my in my grid. But yeah, this Splice, user experience, exporting 4K, all of these features I think are awesome for editing GoPro content on mobile. And one more thing before I go, I have put a form in the top link of the description for those of you that are interested in some video editing consultation, or potentially interested in mobile filmmaking, or GoPro filmmaking. At the moment, I'm just kind of gauging interest, so fill that in. It's a landing page. Just pop it, I think it's just like an email and name, and that way I can reach out to those of you that are interested one-on-one, if that does end up happening. If you guys, again, have enjoyed today's video, punch the thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys in the next upload. JR. Peace!